Peyton Walker Foundation. This was a situation that's developed over the last couple of years where really a tragic story is turning into something that could end up benefiting lots of others. So let's take a look at that Peyton Walker feature right now.
We got the phone call that every parent spends their lives dreading. Life as we knew it and loved it ended at that moment. Our daughter had been admitted to the ER in full cardiac arrest.
We were eating breakfast and enjoying a cup of coffee. How does this happen?
Sudden cardiac arrest stole our beautiful, vibrant, 19-year-old daughter's life that day. We didn't get to say goodbye, but Peyton left us with a vital mission to save as many lives as we can and to prevent this from happening to even one more family. Sudden cardiac arrest is the #1 killer of student athletes. Sudden cardiac arrest takes the life of one child every hour, every single day. Sudden cardiac arrest is the leading cause of death on school campuses. And you know what the really tragic fact is? Most heart conditions that lead to sudden cardiac arrest are detectable and treatable. Sadly, about 2% of children are walking around with undiagnosed heart conditions. We've learned so much since losing Peyton, and we are fully committed to increasing awareness and survival rates of sudden cardiac arrest because we don't want any other families or parents to live with the pain that we live with. The foundation embarked on its mission and got to work. Thanks to all of our medical partners throughout the area, we are able to screen hundreds of teens at a time, providing free EKGs, murmur checks, and free echocardiograms if needed.
While learning my son had a heart condition was shocking, finding out saved his life. The Peyton Walker Foundation has saved another family from heartbreak. Thank you.
My daughter Samantha was diagnosed with a heart condition. She had to have surgery. The only reason we knew she had the heart condition was because she attended a screening sponsored by the Peyton Walker Foundation. Attending that screening could have saved Samantha's life. We are so thankful to the Peyton Walker Foundation for everything they do. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
I'm just very grateful for someone taking something that was so painful for them and making it a positive for other parents.
At UPMC Pinnacle Cardiology, we are proud to partner with the Peyton Walker Foundation and provide free cardiac screening for the children of Central Pennsylvania. We urge all parents to have their teens screened at some point. You can and should want to take measures to protect your child's health. We are here to help.
Another important aspect of our work, the foundation actively donates life-saving AEDs all throughout Central Pennsylvania because we know AEDs save lives, and yet there is a critical shortage of AEDs available in our schools and communities.
Without warning, I went into a sudden cardiac arrest while walking into the store with my wife. The only reason I'm here today is another shopper started CPR. An AED was then used to shock me back. We need to have more people trained in CPR, and we need to have more access to AEDs in our community. The Peyton Walker Foundation is working hard to make this happen while saving lives in our community.
We relentlessly educate families and entire communities about sudden cardiac arrest, the signs and symptoms, what to do in an emergency, and how to save a life. We forge partnerships across the state to reach a broader audience and raise awareness.
The Peyton Walker Foundation was really something that came across our desk, and we knew immediately that it was the right partnership. Their mission is our mission, is to help kids and save kids, and we hope to have the partnership for a long time to come.
The foundation has provided CPR and AED training for thousands of mid-state residents. Our efforts are having a tremendous impact in the community by teaching these life-saving skills. But our work is not done. You can help by volunteering, getting your kids' heart screened, by learning CPR, or most importantly, by donating to the Peyton Walker Foundation.
Checking hearts, protecting hearts, saving lives, the Peyton Walker Foundation.
And we need you, so that no other parent will get the phone call that will change their life.
Great story there with the Peyton Walker Foundation. Glad we could bring that information to you. John Reppitz, George Hartwick here. We're at Matt's side at Central Dauphin High School getting ready for live wrestling actions. They said, stay tuned. We're going to have it coming for you a little bit later, but we're still wrapping up some JV matches here. George, as you were touching earlier, you know, the number of wrestlers on both teams makes this possible. I mean, we had, you know, the junior high matches earlier, and now we have a couple of JV matches before we even get into the varsity. So, as you said, even though some schools are having issues, you know, filling out, 14 weight classes in their lineup, that's not the case here with these two teams, and it's possible because of all this.
Here's the weight sheets. This is proof of how many kids
it's all
are on
up.
both teams.
Yeah.
So the idea that, you know, somehow wrestling is a dying sport, although we all know that the level of commitment it takes to do a sport like wrestling becomes more and more challenging in current times. And, you know, Swags talked about the level of work ethic and commitment related to the generations. I think, you know, even for my father to, you always look back and people tell you that things were tougher back in the days. And you know, they probably were. But by the same token, the sport of wrestling is one that, as an employer, as a person who competed in wrestling, and as somebody who understands the values and principles, that it teaches you to get up earlier, to work harder, to not have somebody else to blame, to figure out a way to hold your head up high in a win or defeat, shake another man's hand and show respect, and then come back at it and work harder the next day. Very few sports in the world create this kind of character, work ethic, and level of pride. And you know, there's nothing like it to me in the sports world. I'd hire a wrestler any day.
We mentioned Jeff Swaggart a number of times, a coach at Central Dauphin. Should also mention Kirby Mann's doing a pretty good job up at Mifflin County. He's in his 8th year. And as you said, Swags is, what, 35? I thought it was forever. Like, I think when the first dawn broke, I think Swags was, whistling, getting the guys on the mat, wasn't he?
He coached against me in high school. And he probably has a better hairline than me. And still, despite his challenges in life, it's still the same grit.
Speaking of the devil, he's just walking right by here right now.
And we may see him perched up like a bird on the side of the chair, depending upon the official. And I think Luke Jacobs has lost several hairs, so have I, with battles with Swags. But again, coaching from Mifflin County since they made the consolidation CD, both programs have really set a high bar. And tonight, a little bit of uncertainty. So I think that adds to the excitement. Sometimes it's great when you see two teams come in that are at the top of their game, top of the division, and two teams that have the storied tradition. We're going to figure out who's who and what's what tonight in CD.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're still underway here with some JV matches, so let's take a break. We'll be back here at Central Dauphin High School with live wrestling coming up a little bit later. And now let's take a quick break. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3.
Just what you're looking for, Hoffman has it.
And at HoffmanFord.com, they make it easy to find the new or used Ford you've been looking for. Search nearly 500 new and used vehicles right at your fingertips. And when you find one you like, you can even get pre-approved by applying online. Plus, you can chat live or text a real person to answer any questions you may have. Start your shopping at HoffmanFord.com. They make it easy to get into a new or used Ford today.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for, Hoffman has it.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, you two. It's dinner time.
When Marcus and Michelle were starting their family,
They came to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for their home loan. We're proud we could help Marcus, Michelle, and Mia. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help home ownership dreams come true.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
To hear a kid say that they're concerned about their safety in a school environment is just, it's heartbreaking. I'm sorry. I need my kids to be in an environment where they can actually focus on their education. That's paramount to me. The school does what it says it's going to do for the families that they serve.
There's never been a better time to make the switch. Enroll today at ccaeducate.me.
Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC is closing out 2018 with the biggest deals of the year. Lease a 2019 Encore for $109 a month, or lease a 2019 Terrain for $159 a month. It's the countdown to closeout, only at Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC. Online at jackgiambalvo.com. Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC is closing out 2018 with the biggest deals of the year. For a limited time, we're giving our supplier discount to everyone. Plus, you keep the rebates, savings up to $12,000. It's the countdown to closeout, only at Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC. Online at jackgiambalvo.com.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
I got the phone call that every parent dreads. Our beautiful 19-year-old daughter Peyton had died. Sudden cardiac arrest had ended her precious young life. This #1 killer of student athletes and leading cause of death on school campuses attacked our family. Many heart conditions that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest aren't found during routine physicals. That's why the Peyton Walker Foundation provides free heart screenings for teens. Help prevent sudden cardiac arrest in your family. Visit PeytonWalker.org.
Back at Central Dauphin High School, the opening match is getting closer, folks. Trust us, believe us. It should be just another couple of minutes here. We have to go through some introductions now for the varsity, and so that'll take a few minutes, and then we will get underway with live wrestling action here from Central Dauphin. George, we were talking off camera about how this could be somewhat of an interesting year, not only for like Mid-Penn, but District 3. I think when I saw the results from last night, one of the things that jumped out at me was Carlisle almost beat Cumberland Valley last year for like the first time in like 20 years. Cumberland Valley needed a pin in the last match to tie it at 36. It had to go all the way down to criteria I in the tie-breaking to decide that Cumberland Valley won that one. So when you have schools like Cumberland Valley, Central Dauphin, who have always been at the very top of the game, that gap is narrowing. Those other schools are starting to catch up, aren't they?
That's evidenced by the outcome. Wrestling, one of the things that you always know is that it's decided on the mat, and a match like that really indicates that there's not much of a spread between the division. And Cumberland Valley, I think, was predicted as one of the teams that was going to be at the top of the division this year. So, you know, if that's any indication of how close these battles will be this year, we could be in for an exciting wrestling season. One of the things that I know will be a challenge, I think District 3 generally and overall is not with as many star quality kids that we've had in previous years. So it's not that we don't have them. It's not like we don't have returning state champions and state place winners. I think generally the level of competition may be down a little bit this year in District 3.
You're talking about star quality. I always try to come up with a statistic that kind of piques your ears, okay? Looking back at the history of Central Dauphin, okay, in about the last 10 to 12 years, okay, they've had 9 wrestlers on the mat here that have finished in the top 100 in career wins in Pennsylvania state history.
Incredible.
I mean, we're talking about the Peppelmans, Chris Wright, Andrew Wirt, who were both here last year, but we have Zach Elvin, Tony Delago, Shaheen Brown. Those 9 wrestlers in their careers have won a total of 1,574 individual matches.
First of all, I'm impressed, John. I don't know of any other sportscaster that does their homework like you do.
You try. I have a lot of free time, you know.
Well, no, you don't. I also know you work a full-time job. But the idea of doing the research, but also the history. I just saw Doc Peppelman coming up and down, walking the stretch. The tradition, the quality of wrestlers, and again, this is not just an impact on the state level and the number of wins across the state. We've got national All-Americans. We've got individuals that made an impact at the Division I collegiate level, and this program was one that really moved away the Lehigh Valley mystique of there's no one that can win from District 3 on the state level, and sort of has rebalanced some of the power and the ideas about what it takes to win, the mentality of what it takes to win, and the talent of what it takes to win. And those individuals that I see along this record book, all phenomenal wrestlers. And I think I look at these folks and I see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 11 individuals. I bet you I see 7 or 8 of their parents with no wrestlers in the stands.
Yeah.
So it becomes a lifestyle. And hopefully everybody will benefit from being able to be tutored and understand that that's where the bar is set at this school.
Okay, we're having the introductions right now. I'll tell you what, let's slip in another quick break, and then we'll be back with live wrestling action here at Central Dauphin High School. The Rams of CD getting ready to take on Mifflin County. Coming your way next on ABC 27.3.
Can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet.
Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And at HoffmanFord.com, they make it easy to find the new or used Ford you've been looking for. Search nearly 500 new and used vehicles right at your fingertips. And when you find one you like, you can even get pre-approved by applying online. Plus, you can chat live or text a real person to answer any questions you may have. Start your shopping at HoffmanFord.com. They make it easy to get into a new or used Ford today.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it. Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Welcome back to Central Dauphin High School. We are ready now for the start of our varsity match tonight. Rams of Central Dauphin taking on the Huskies of Mifflin County. Our first live wrestling match of the year here on ABC 27. Well, actually the end of 2018, but the first of the 2018-2019 season. We'll have a couple of other Thursday nights after the holidays coming your way. We'll touch upon that information a little bit later, but right now the focus is here on the mat. And George, explain what the flip is for.
First of all, had to switch the wrestlers around to be red and green, green being home, which is really okay with CD being in the green uniforms. As an official, it doesn't make you mixed up. Red is going to be the away team. It appeared that red won the toss, and they will select the odd or even matches to be able to send out their wrestler first and to take the first choice in the second period.
At 182 pounds, from Central Dauphin, Timmy Smith. From Mifflin County, Hayden Crum.
We're going to start tonight at 182 pounds. For Central Dauphin, it's going to be Timmy Smith, a sophomore, taking on Hayden Crum of Mifflin County. He is a senior. This first match brought to you by Hoffman Ford.
Both guys feeling each other out early. Going ear to ear, not a whole lot to be done there. Again, a senior versus a sophomore. Not a whole lot of action yet. Double leg. Timmy Smith in on double leg. Now is able to earn the first 2 points of the match. Finishes out. Working out to the side. Tight waist. One-on-one, trying to break him down. He'll do that screw up. First time tonight, cross wrist tilt.
Cross wrist tilt. Didn't take long.
Did not. Earned. Looks like he's holding. He's holding.
We should point out that the cross wrist tilt is really the signature move for all of the Central Dauphin Rams. It's something that Swags just drills in them from day number one.
I just wish I knew the move when I wrestled. Now, it's important to note the officials holding on to three here. You got to completely let go of the hold, completely let go of both wrists, which I think he's been able to do. The referee's still holding on to three, now awards it. 5-0. Nice. Get an opportunity for a cradle there. Wasn't able to lock it up as he spun Hayden Crum across his back. Timmy Smith, a good-looking sophomore here. Not only with the takedown, maintaining control as the period comes to a close.
So good start for Timmy Smith. Central Dauphin, he has a 5-0 lead after the opening period. And if you're new to high school wrestling, 3 matches of 2 minutes each.
Timmy Smith now had the choice, so it appears that the odd-numbered matches will be choice for CD. The even-numbered matches will be choice for Mifflin County. Timmy Smith with the choice selects the defensive position. Hayden Crum getting on top. Smith immediately up, ripping the wrist, trying to get the arm in between. Does a great job of securing one.
According to PA Wrestling websites, Crum had very limited varsity action last year, an 0-3 record, while Timmy Smith, a little bit more experience, had a record of 13-9 last season.
Timmy Smith looks good, keeps his head in good position. You know, one of the things you always, we've been doing this for a long time, but from the bottom, it's a matter of will. Continuing to move immediately off the whistle, blocking off those arms, getting your body separated and moving away for an immediate one, not being held down. Now working again towards a takedown. Nice again, high crotch. Finishes off with 2.
2 more.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised here if he's not able to turn him. Do they play the let him go and take him down game? Timmy Smith having very little trouble trying to take Hayden Crum down.
You mentioned earlier about somewhat a lack of star power, at least from the Central Dauphin end of it. Usually when you look through some high school wrestling lineups, you can tell, okay, here are their 2 or 3 hammers. There's a really rough stretch. Where do you see that maybe coming from this year? Or is it just going to be every man for himself and see what happens?
Well, so far I've been impressed with this sophomore. Again, good physical build, obviously fundamentally sound with takedowns, has mastered the CD cross wrist tilt, which comes right on cue, which looks like he'll be going up at least 14-0 with a chance to have a technical fall here very quickly. But I see a couple of familiar names as I look down the lineup. I see Buckman. Do you remember a name like Tyler Buckman, who was, I think, Bryce Buckman's brother? I see Bent's. Bent's family has also been wrestlers here in Central Dauphin. I see Plaskanko, another former name. So, while they may not be stars yet, they're not unfamiliar names.
That's going to do it after 2 periods. We have a technical fall in our first match of the night for Timmy Smith of CD. You're watching High School Sports Live.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC is closing out 20.
Back at Central Dauphin, the Rams with the early lead. They take the first match of the night. They have a 5-0 lead over Mifflin County as we move on now to our second match of the night. That's at 195 pounds.
We've got Nathaniel Mosey from Central Dauphin, and I believe it's Aaron Henry from Mifflin County. Mosey with a nice headlock, snap down, not able to circle, now it's cross facing, trying to work his way back around, does for 2. Looks like Henry's trying to dig underneath, coming underneath trying to grab a Peterson in the arm, doesn't work. Mosey does a great job of squaring his hips away and maintaining control. Now throws legs in over the top. Now he's able to bump him to his side. Cross face, needs to stay off his throat. Now moving him towards his back. Here we go, we got the count moving. There he goes, got to be careful about turning back in. He needs to cover him up top, there it is. There it is. Oh, great job by Henry fighting off his back there, but it's never advisable to come face towards your opponent. Now he finds Mosey in a bad spot, able to resettle his hips back in, putting legs back in after earning 3, and he might earn a trip back to his back for Henry and the ability to start counting again.
There it is.
There it is.
We have our first fall of the season at 195 pounds. It's Nathaniel Mosey of Central Dauphin, a winner. You're watching High School Sports Live.
Just what you're looking for, Hoffman has it.
And at HoffmanFord.com, they make it easy to find the new or used Ford you've been looking for. Search nearly 500 new and used vehicles right at your fingertips. And when you find one you like, you can even get pre-approved by applying online. Plus, you can chat live or text a real person to answer any questions you may have. Start your shopping at HoffmanFord.com. They make it easy to get into a new or used Ford today.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for, Hoffman has it.
Back at Central Dauphin High School, John Reppes along with George Hartwick bringing you action. Central Dauphin and Governor Mifflin, perfect start practically for the home-standing Rams as they're out to an 11-0 lead after 2 matches. That last match brought to you by PHFA. This one going to be brought to you by Groff Tractor.
We've got Jackson Talbot from Central Dauphin versus Isaac Matthews from Mifflin County, and Talbot makes it almost every point scored for Central Dauphin with the early takedown, making it 2-0.
Should point out these 2 teams wrestled twice last season, once during the regular season. It was a Mid-Penn Commonwealth matchup. Central Dauphin won that one 35-26. So that was pretty close. And then, as we mentioned earlier, because of the District 3, District 6 matchup, they met again in the PIAA Team Championship match. And it was Central Dauphin a little bit with a little bit wider margin there, 42-27 over the Huskies that time.
Two totally different lineups, but we'll see. And John, you're always great at bringing up the history. And right now, from what I can tell, CD holds a clear advantage in the upper weights. In this match again, before it was a couple of sophomores. Now we've got senior and Isaac Matthews, 12th grader senior, versus Jackson Talbot, who's a junior. And again, Talbot trying to work a one-on-one, trying to twist it out. Not a whole lot of action by Isaac Matthews. Really laying flattened out, trying to fight his arm back. Wouldn't be surprised to hear a stalling call happen. The crowd's starting to ask for it. Isaac Matthews doing nothing with his head on the mat there. Now doing even less, laying flat. End of the first period, 2-0, Jackson Talbot over Isaac Matthews.
George, if you're a coach and you're in Jeff Swiggert's shoes right now, you really can't ask for a better start than this, can you?
No. You know, I'm sure they probably did a look at the matchups and predictions. I'm sure they felt stronger in the upper weights based upon these matchups. But again, that looked like lock hands. It was missed. Now Jackson Talbot switches around. Now he's looking for a crossface cradle. Able to lock it up. Let's see if he can take him the appropriate way. Keeps his hands locked to a near side cradle. Up, lost it. Great job of ripping the hands apart by Isaac Matthews. But it's a near perfect start. I don't know if Central Dauphin gave up any points that were earned so far in the match.
Consequently, if you're on the other side of the mat and you're in Kirby Mann's shoes, the coach at Mifflin County, what's going through your mind right now?
Well, he's standing over there and rooting on his wrestlers, and obviously coming into a opposing gym with this kind of history, it's not the start that they want. And again, not a whole lot of action by Isaac Matthews. Now called for stalling. First stalling warning. He's got to work up, keep his head off the mat. You cannot score with your head on the mat and flattened out. Jackson Talbot still being the aggressor. Working a one-on-one, trying to roll it underneath. Now posted in the middle of the back. Tries to run it across the side. He needs to thread the needle. Lace it up, is not doing it. And again, Isaac Matthews doing nothing but sort of doing preventative work here, not anything offensive. Talbot's got to use that now. No luck in lacing it up. Second stalling warning. Now on Isaac Matthews, that's 1 point for Jackson Talbot, making the score 4-1.
End of period number 2. Jackson Talbot in control. Jackson wrestling at 220 tonight. This past weekend, the Central Dauphin Rams were down at the Solenko Mule Classic, and Talbot actually wrestled at 195 over the weekend and actually won that weight class. The Rams finished second to Dallastown in that competition on Saturday.
Solenko's not a bad tournament. I used to do it as an official. I think it's 18 teams. At least it was when I was an official.
So third period underway. Jackson Talbot.
Way down in Quarryville, Pennsylvania.
Down near the state line.
Talbot, again, trying to get that inside leg lace. He should have it. Should be 2. Should be 2. That should be 2. There it is. Good call.
Good call by referee Luke Jacobs. First time we mention his name tonight. Often the guys in the striped shirts overlooked for the jobs that they do. not only in wrestling, but in all sports.
Usually mentioned only when they do the wrong job, not the right job. Luke Jacobs, a longtime friend and someone that came in to officiating during the same era that I did. And believe it or not, I think he's celebrating his 30th year as a high school wrestling official today.
You know, we've talked about some schools not being able to fill out a lineup, not having enough participants, enough bodies. I think we're going in that same direction with the officiating. I know the PIAA has been making pleas over the last couple of years to try to get some young blood, you know, into that profession. You know, I know in some parts of the state they actually have to move football games to Saturdays because they don't have enough officials to cover Friday nights. So 30-year veteran. Hopefully we have some young guys coming up who'll be ready to take over in the next couple of years.
And hopefully the guys that are former wrestlers are willing to take over.
Right. Great way to stay involved in the sport.
Yep. Talbot now laces the legs, trying to loose arm to get out. Now wants to come and cover with a half and lace it up. Has a chance to earn more than just 2, but does earn 2.
He's got that 1 point, so that puts him in the major decision category now.
Oh, he called him out of bounds. Very close there.
So Talbot with a 9-1 win. If he holds on these last 11.5 seconds, he'll get a major decision and 4 more points for the Central Dauphin Rams.
Hanging on, 8, 7, 6. Another sit-out turn-in. Talbot now has it. Earns a major decision.
Major decision by CD's Jackson Talbot at 2:20. You're watching High School Sports Live.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, you two. It's dinner time.
When Marcus and Michelle were starting their family, they came to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for their home loan. We're proud we could help Marcus, Michelle, and Mia. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help home ownership dreams come true.
Central Dauphin, the Rams have swept the first 3 matches. They have a 15-0 lead over the Huskies of Mifflin County. We move to match number 4. It's 285 pounds. This being brought to you by Commonwealth Charter.
And now we see Marcus Holston as Jackson Talbot had moved up. We see now Marcus Holston moving up to the heavyweight division against Blaine Davis. Both individuals are juniors. Marcus Holston, it almost sounds like Marcus Colston. So far the aggressor. Blaine Davis weighing in at 240. Holton weighing in at 218.3, so giving up about 20 pounds here, 22 pounds in weight.
Now it's a 285-pound weight class, and you said he weighed in at what, 220. What is there a minimum weight that you have to be at in order to wrestle at 285?
You have to be at least the weight below. So in this case, you'd have to be 220 pounds in order to wrestle 285.
285, okay.
Or qualify for 220.
I think that's something that's confusing to the novice wrestling fans, is when you see guys bouncing around. Gee, he wrestled, you know, at this weight, as we mentioned, Talbot, you know, wrestled at 195 and then at 220, and you know they're moving around all the time. Where in high school and football, the quarterback's the quarterback.
Well, the rule generally in wrestling is, and you can wrestle at the weight that you present in weigh-ins and one above.
One above. Okay.
Yep.
Ref Luke Jacobs stopping the action, bringing him back out for a neutral start at the center of the mat. Still scoreless opening period at 285.
I think Marcus Holton was a little surprised there. Usually probably stronger at his weight class, but realizing that the additional weight that he's given up at heavyweight requires a little bit of caution and leverage.
Well, for the first time tonight, it's a dead even, scoreless going into the second period.
Blaine Davis selects the defensive position to start the second period. Oftentimes in the 285 division, heavyweight division, the first point means a lot. If you end up in a tie, you may have choice in the sudden death rideout. Great job by Blaine Davis, really working out. Now goes to his back, no count though. We're out of bounds here.
Still got 3 points of contact in there though, two and one. Explain what points of contact is.
Well, again, rule change about 2 years ago. You have to have 3 supporting points inbounds. When you do, doesn't matter if your scapula or shoulders are now out of bounds, you're able to count near fall. In order to get into criteria, you have to have your back 90 degrees, your scapula from the mat. Once you're in that position, when your scapula used to be off and outside the lines, you couldn't count. Now, if there are 3 supporting points in, even if your back is out, you count for the back points. And to be honest, you can actually finish a pin in that position. So right here, as you can see, a great job moving Blaine Davis right off the bat. See, 1, 2, 3
3
points.
feet inside the line.
Yep, and he's there on his back in position. You didn't see the official count, but you don't always have to physically see that count in order to make it.
Okay, so we're back into action here. It's now 2-0 in favor of Marcus Holton of Central Dauphin. That may have been a wake-up call for Blaine Davis. So he gets the escape to make it now 2-1.
Kept his head down a little too long. Great job by Marcus Holton to come around and score 2. Tight and close matchup here. Blaine Davis does a great job again, both clearing bodies out and turning in.
Another escape. It's now 4-2. Just past the halfway point of this match at 285. And all that action starting to get the crowd a little bit riled up. The crowd's starting to get into it now.
Including the announcers.
I'm just glad they don't have a camera on us all the time because we're sitting here moving. And
that's what makes it great. We're fans as well. Now the movement has started to slow down a little bit. Holton now taking the shots. Got to be careful with that weight advantage. Doesn't get caught underneath. Looks like he might. Great job to be able to move his way out of it. Got to be careful about backing away. Coach is urging Blaine Davis to snap his head, use it to be able to push it to the mat and spin with that weight advantage. Time's running out.
Well, we got 2 periods in the book now at 285 and turning out to be an entertaining match between Blaine Davis and Marcus Holton. It's Holton on top 4-2 as we head to the final 2 minutes.
Again, Marcus Holton selecting the defensive position to begin the 3rd period with a 4-2 lead. Looking to escape and spread that lead to at least 2 takedowns required to get away. Immediately up, he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to stay down. Gets broken down immediately. Davis traps the arm. Now tries to put it in the hip. Got to be careful. Tries to tuck the arm and roll. Needs to keep moving. Now he digs the hand out. Now he's up on his feet. Got to block him underneath. Get his body away. Spin in between. Got to be careful now. Stalling call. Right there, and he earns 1. He earned a stalling warning against Blaine Davis for the inability to bring him back down to the mat, and also earned 1 escape to make it 5-2. So for those of you who don't know, when you're in the offensive position, you can't stand on your feet. You got to bring the guy back down to the mat in a reasonable amount of time or continue to make the attempts. If that doesn't happen, it's a stalling warning. Be careful about the lockup here. Both guys have double overhook, a body lock. Could end up in an interesting position. Both guys opting to get out of it.
Coming up on 45 seconds.
The good thing about Holton, he's not putting himself out of bad position, but if I was his coach, I'd advise him to get away, stop locking up. The only chance he has to get beat here is to get thrown. Got to be careful, he's starting to back up. Mifflin County calling for a stalling warning.
This is like the final round of a heavyweight title fight. Both guys winded, but they're still out there trying.
And the match and the bout is still in
question.
Still in question.
So we come up to 10 seconds.
Now this lockup is not good for Holton. There it is. He's got to be careful. He's got to stay out of being locked up. Very close to a takedown there for Blaine Davis. We're hearing not so happy Mifflin County fans over there. And again, Holton just needs to stay away for the final 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Marcus Holton of Central Dauphin, a winner at 285. You're watching High School Sports Live.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Back at Central Dauphin, the Rams pitching a shutout so far. They've won the first 4 matches and have an 18-0 lead over the Huskies of Mifflin County as we move to match number 5, which is tonight. 106 as we flip the weights around. Go from the big guys down to the lightweights. This match brought to you by Jack Giambalvo.
Oh, there we go.
We have a pin at 106 from Mifflin County.
Nick Allison over Alir Nasarov.
You're watching High School Sports Live.
To hear a kid say that they're concerned about their safety in a school environment is it's heartbreaking. I'm sorry. I need my kids to be in an environment where they can actually focus on their education. That's paramount to me. The school does what it says it's going to do for the families that they serve.
There's never been a better time to make the switch. Enroll today at ccaeducate.me.
So Mifflin County finally gets on the board by a pin by Nick Allison at 106 pounds over Alir Nasarov. So that makes the score now 24-6. I guess we had a forfeit there at 113.
Correct.
So that's what makes the score 24-6. The pin at 106 by Nick Allison made it 18-6. So now we are on to our 113-pound weight
120.
class. 120, I'm sorry, that's right. Forfeit at 113.
So we've got Christian Fisher from Mifflin County and Marshall Plaskanko for CD. Fisher working a bar.
Okay, so Christian Fisher is one of the returning accomplished wrestlers from last year for the Huskies. He actually was a participant in the state individual tournament. He's now a senior. This match is being brought to you by Pizza Hut.
Now working the bar again is Fisher, trying to tuck the head and be able to snatch something on the other side. You got to do a one-on-one. Now looking to put in a double bar. Now a hammerlock. With that hammerlock, he's got it posted. That looks tough. That's going to be tough to get out of. When that is applied, it is awful tight. And he's able to maintain both spots. Now he's going to pull both arms back and attempt to get him to bridge out. This is a very painful position to be in. So he's got to figure out a way to cover up. Yeah, and again, he now comes over top. Now almost knees him directly in the neck. Now working his double bar again, now with the hammerlock over top. Both are very painful. Great job by Pliskanko to fight out of that. That's not easy. Earns another 3 there, 5-0.
So if you look at these lineups, you think if Mifflin County is going to get back into it, here is where they need to start to get it done as we take another look here at the replay.
That's tight. You can see by the grimaces on Pliskanko's face, that's not a pleasant position to be in.
Christian Fisher at 120, and then probably Derek Burke coming up at 126. So if they can get some wins here, they can kind of get close to evening up the score here.
Fisher selects a neutral position, start the second period.
He has a 5-0 lead as we start the second period.
Great job by Pliskanko. Trying to come in now. Fisher earns 2, 7-0. Minute 38 to go in the second period. Well, I like the way Fisher's being tough here. Tough cross-face cradle here. Uses both knees and pulls. Now he's got it locked up. Now he's taking him over. We'll see if he can flatten him out. He wants the head in the side of the temple, knee in the side, wants to stretch him out. Try to get both shoulders down. It's going to be tough. Pliskanko's a long, young man. Now he looks like he's in the right spot. Needs to come out to the side, knee to the side.
And push back.
It's going to be hard. Now he's got to twist it up.
That back, keeping it up.
There you go.
Fights his way out.
That's hard. Again, now he's put in another difficult position. The arm and the hammerlock again getting snapped. This is going to be it right here. This is tight.
There it is. Second period pin for Christian Fisher of Mifflin County at 120. You're watching High School Sports Live.
18 with the biggest deals of the year. Lease a 2019 Encore for $109 a month, or lease a 2019 Terrain for $159 a month. It's the countdown to closeout, only at Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC. Online at jackgiambalvo.com.
Back at Central Dauphin, that pin by Christian Fisher at 120 made things a little bit tighter. And it's Central Dauphin still on top of Mifflin County by a score of 24-12. As we head to our next match of the night, which is 126 pounds.
I think we've got Derek Burke from Mifflin County. And I believe Tyler Faust from Central Dauphin, but we'll wait to confirm.
This 126-pound match being brought to you by Giant Foods.
Like Tyler Faust from the door here. He's got both a good build for that weight. He's moving in and out well. Showing confidence. Really nice. Now needs to get away from the one-on-one. Good head position. Well, I'd encourage to go for that cross ankle pick. Looks like Burke is heavy on his right foot and his lead foot.
Earlier we mentioned what Central Dauphin did over the first weekend of the regular season. Mifflin County took part in the Warwick Duels down in Lancaster County, won all 3 matches down there, defeating West Perry, Bayard Ruston, and host Warwick by comfortable margins.
Yeah, I like this matchup so far. Both guys look like they've got some experienced skill sets and are aggressive, staying in good position. Either guy really backing away.
Oftentimes at the heavier weights, you see different body types. Here, these two guys almost look like mirror images of each other. Like flip the uniforms, and you might not be able to tell them apart.
Correct. And both guys are 10th graders. No, 111th, 110th. That's actually inside if he clears the arm. He got 2, which he's been given. That's called in Oklahoma. Now he's able to get the leg out. Great job gripping the hands and getting right out by Faust.
Burke showing his experience. He had 25 wins last year. 6 of those came via pin. He has 41 victories for his career. Here's another look at it, brought to you by Groff Tractor.
Great. Once you get that inside leg hooked and the near side arm cleared, that will be 2 every day of the week.
Good job by our Invicta crew, bringing you the sights and sounds of this.
Faust putting 1 and 2 things together. Got to be careful not to post out. Now up by his feet, grips the hands. Out for 1, ties it up at 2. Good head movement, good subtle action, and they're both by leverage, angles, the ability to try to set up a takedown. Good even match here, good wrestling. Both guys doing a good job changing their levels, controlling the wrists, controlling the head. Faust blocking it off here. Front headlock, snap down. Wants to be careful with the cement mixer here. Let's Burke back up on his feet. Both guys again squared away in neutral.
I love the variety of the names of the wrestling moves. You mentioned the Oklahoma, the cement mixer.
Well, he's got the cement mixer again. That's what you're going to see at Penn State this weekend with Zahid Valencia and Mark Hall. That's his signature move. Great job by Faust getting in on a single leg. Great, even better job by Burke trying to come over top. If he can lace this leg through, going to be out of bounds, no control. Still in neutral.
Referee Luke Jacobs sends him back out to the middle. Still tied at 2, closing seconds of period 2 at 1:26.
This is good wrestling here.
Good fundamental wrestling.
Yep. So again, you see controlled head positions. You got to control hands, wrists, change levels. Not put yourself in bad position. Both guys pushing and pulling, still keeping themselves square. Good match.
So we head to period number 3. We are knotted up at 2-2. Good match between Tyler Faust of Central Dauphin and Derek Burke of Mifflin County.
Great job. Right off the whistle, Derek Burke immediately stands up, gets his leg cleared from an ankle pick and moves away for a 1, making it 3-2, beginning of the 3rd. Double underhook by Tyler Faust, now a near side underhook. Trying to keep good head position. Actually, Burke keeping his head a little bit lower. One thing I see that Faust keeps missing is Burke is heavy on that front lead foot. A snap, an ankle pick, both things would work really well in this case. While he's keeping good positions, he's got his weight too far forward on his toes. See that? Mm-hmm. You can't continue to put the weight forward. He leaves his leg stuck there and no attempts. And again, foul staying balanced, but he needs to take advantage of the forward position. Again, that's not what you want to do. No shots from way off like that and no angles to work with. Again, having a hard time getting on the inside and trying to work an angle. Now got a near side single. He's dropping it down. Again, trying to snap over the top. Now looking for a tilt. There he goes. Not only is it 2, it may be more than 2. Oh, he called him out of bounds. They're telling him he's got more supporting points in. A lot of argument for Mifflin County. Did earn 2 takedown. No near fall.
Makes it 5-2. 22 seconds left, and he's in control. Jeff Swigert, the Central Dauphin coach, over getting an explanation.
Well, he really can't get an explanation. He can only ask for a rule clarification. He can't ask for any kind of explanation for a judgment call. Swags might have earned a little bit of leverage there. That's why so rarely you see people going to the table.
It slows down the action. You don't want to see that.
Burke doing a good job, maintaining control with a 5-2 lead. It's been a well-wrestled match. Gets away, 3, he's got to come. He's got to come. He's got to keep moving.
3 seconds.
2, 1.
Wow.
Good match.
Derek Burke, a hard-fought 5-3 win over Tyler Faust at 126. You're watching High School Sports Live.
Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC is closing out 2018 with the biggest deals of the year. Lease a 2019 Encore for $109 a month, or lease a 2019 Terrain for $159 a month. It's the countdown to closeout, only at Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC. Online at jackgiambalvo.com.
So after Central Dauphin won the first 4, Mifflin County has come back to win 3 of the next 4. Score stands 24-15 as we head to match number 9 now on the evening. This will be at 132 pounds.
We got Bryce Buckman versus Ethan Kaufman. Kaufman in on single leg. Both guys are a little long for 32.
You love those long, lean wrestlers, don't you?
I don't. Not to wrestle. Both good position there, staying underneath. Good job by Buckman on swinging over quick and trying to get on the back leg, trying to funk it through. Good balance by Kaufman. Now trying to figure out a way to plant and come back through. Legs are split. There should be no takedown there. Good call by the official. That's not a takedown. You can yell all you want, folks. Good hold there by the referee. Good hold by the referee. There is no takedown there. Stays neutral. You might boo from both sides, but the official was absolutely correct.
I'll tell anybody if they have any issues with that, come see you after.
Please, they can.
Okay.
But I will tell you.
You'll set them straight.
That was a clear no control. Good hold by referee Luke Jacobs.
Okay, looks like we're going to have some blood time coming up here, so let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more wrestling action from Central Dauphin. You're watching High School Sports Live.
Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC is closing out 2018 with the biggest deals of the year. For a limited time, we're giving our supplier discount to everyone. Plus, you keep the rebates, savings up to $12,000. It's the countdown to closeout, only at Jack Giambalvo Buick GMC. Online at jackgiambalvo.com.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Back at Central Dauphin, you're getting ready for our 132. We're in our 132-pound match. And George, we're 9 matches in before we had our first blood stoppage tonight.
Yep. And for those of you who don't know at home, anytime there's blood that's evident in the match, there's an immediate stoppage. 5 minutes total blood time before there's any issues with the match. They try to address it, pack it up, And then once they got the bleeding stopped, they stop the clock to clean you up, and they bring you back out to the middle.
And you start all over like nothing ever happened.
Nothing,
right?
with a big,
big
stuffy
wad in your
nose.
mouth, right? Wad in your nose, yeah.
I don't know, good hips here. Needs to stay down and whizzer. He's got that far leg. Earns the first 2. Ethan Kaufman with an early 2-0 lead.
Ethan Kaufman wrestled the last 2 years at St. Joseph's Academy up in Boalsburg. Won 31 matches 2 years ago and 27 last year. So very experienced wrestler now in the lineup for the Huskies.
I'll tell you, though, that Bryce Buckman, so far looking good.
Now we're going to have our second blood stoppage. So while they do that, let's take another quick break. We'll be right back.
I got the phone call that every parent dreads. Our beautiful 19-year-old daughter Peyton had died. Sudden cardiac arrest had ended her precious young life. This #1 killer of student athletes and leading cause of death on school campuses attacked our family. Many heart conditions that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest aren't found during routine physicals. That's why the Peyton Walker Foundation provides free heart screenings for teens. Help prevent sudden cardiac arrest in your family. Visit PeytonWalker.org.
Back at Central Dauphin, we have a bit of a stoppage here for some blood time. Actually, looks like they're working on Kaufman's hands.
Well, that's because it's
wiping
cleanup
it down,
time, yeah.
cleaning him down. Okay.
They stopped the clock, and now they've started the cleanup.
You can see the plug right there. Yep. Hopefully that'll allow them to continue. So we have 9 seconds left in the first period.
Now, this is something that's questionable. You can't continue to do that and not have the clock run. Still neutral. See how wrist control is so important. Those little things people don't know if you're not a wrestler.
Well, that'll do it for period 1 at 1:32 as Ethan Kaufman with a 2-1 lead over Bryce Buckman.
How do you grab somebody's legs if you're holding both of their wrists? It's very hard.
I haven't figured that one out yet. As soon as I do, I'll call you and I'll let you know.
More blood time.
It's an unlimited number of stoppages, right? It's just 5 minutes total.
Cumulative, you can't surpass 5 minutes. And again, he cut the time immediately. Now it's the cleanup.
They said Mifflin County winning 3 of the last 4, hoping to edge a little bit closer as they trail 24-15 in match number 9 of the night. This is 132 pounds. That's going to be Bryce Buckman starting on top in the control position.
Caution. Again, 2 cautions, and then the third caution would have the wrestler earn a point for any false start situations. Now you got a wrist, cross wrist tilt. We might hear it again. Here we go. He needs to lock it up. Oh, great job to fight it off. But still holds it. Still holds it.
Can he turn him?
On a good job of basing out and facing the other side. Here we go. Flip it. Then he runs hard. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. He's got 3.
Just like that, he jumps in front, 4-2 now.
Right back at it, ducking the head, having the wrist. There he goes. He's trying to base out with his leg on the other side, trying to figure out a way to when he swings it. See, he's trying to base out. He's waiting until that leg collects. Now he brings him over. Boom.
Almost an instant replay, what we just saw seconds ago. Exact same move.
See, again, you base out. It's hard to do it. The minute he collects his legs underneath, he makes the dive to the other side. It's hard to do it when he bases out with his legs. Once he gets his legs to come in, he's banging them up already. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
He can't do it with his legs out there and based. He's got to get that leg on the inside. As soon as he does it to come up, you'll see him jump to the other side. See, again, now it's a good position to take it towards you. You take it towards you and then the other side. Here you go. Oop. God, I wish that move was around when I wrestled.
Why didn't you invent it?
Wasn't that creative.
Should have talked to Swags back then.
He's got another 3 count. That'll make it 9-2. That's big.
No pun intended, but a good reversal here for Bryce Buckman. Trail going into this period.
That cross was
going to leave with at least a 9. Okay, awarded 3, so it's now 9-2. So an 8-point period by Bryce Buckman in period number 2.
Coach is saying, I want you on top. Get back to it. If it works, don't stop it. Make him stop it.
Now, consequently, you're Ethan Kaufman. You just had that same move knocked on you twice. What do you do to try to stop that from happening?
Free your hands and get out. Free your hands and get out. Right from the whistle. Second caution on Buckman. Next one will cost him a point. Again, best thing that Kaufman can do is get out. He blocks hands, but really didn't make a first move. I mean, that's not advisable. He's now right in again on the cross wrist. There you go. Boom. There we go.
Same thing again. 3 for 3. We're going to get 3 more points here.
And a real big mistake from the door with Kaufman, trying to be too conservative, not busting out on the whistle, giving it up again. Now he's going to, now we're 30 seconds plus in. He's got a 10-point deficit and was dictating the match up until those points.
Right.
Here we go again. Head on the mat. Not fighting out. Not controlling hands. Got the cross wrists in again. As a matter of fact, CD fans talking about stalling now.
Tell you, Bryce Buckman making a strong case to be named our wrestler of the match.
I agree. And has dominated from this top position. Got to be careful there.
This match, by the way, being brought to you by AT&T.
There it is. Up. Again, you got to be careful when that leg's based out there. Look at how that knee comes in and tries to force it inside. There you go. They're going to call bottom man for stalling. You watch. Here we go.
Ethan Kaufman seemed to be in control until he had those 2 blood stoppages. And from that point on, it's been Bryce Buckman in control the whole way.
We'll see how much he wants to get out.
He's got just over 30 seconds left.
First time he made a strong move off the door. Try to switch. Now to a stand-up. Good job by Buckman hanging on, bringing him back down. He's able to stop that first move. You got to get out. 1, 2, 3 moves in a way. Get your body away and get out. And Buckman's been able to control him from the top position, dominate him from the top position.
So it looks like we're going to have a major decision for Bryce Buckman of Central Dauphin at 132. It's going to go into the books as a 10-point decision. He wins at 12-2 at 132. You're watching High School Sports Live.
As you beat him up a little bit at the end.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet.
Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Back at Central Dauphin, we are underway at 138 pounds. For CD, the Rams, it's Ty Weathersby. He is taking on Kyler Everly, freshman from Mifflin County.
Thank you. Weathersby trying to turn in right now. He's got him close to getting back points. There we go for 2. Now he's got that leg stuck, trying to cross face, twist his body to the side. While he's got that hooked, he's got to be able to use it, or he's got to give it up. Oh, look, here's a nice, as they call it in the WWF, face rake. You can't bring it back and forth, but you're able to bring it as long as it's a strong cross face just in one direction and you don't wind up. So he's got that leg caught underneath. I suspect we're either going to see a stalemate here or top guy's going to be called for stalling. He's got to work that out. There's no way for the bottom guy to move when his legs are scissored like that. Oh, my God.
Weathersby on top, in control, riding out. It's still 2-0. So we approach the closing seconds of period 1 at 138 pounds. This match being brought to you by OSS Health.
Weathersby now just in with a crawl. Got to be careful here.
So Ty Weathersby, 2-0 lead. Go to period number 2.
Everly defers. Weathersby selects the defensive position to begin the second period, up 2-0. Good job. Went for that near side cradle. Got to get his knee away from his head. Keep working out. Got to be careful with that locking up. You can't choke him out from that spot. There you go. Way to move around. Good job to get one. Staying up. Oh, good job. Over aggressive. Comes in underneath for the leg. Everly has it locked up over top. He needs to clear it. Trying to gator roll. Great job by Weathersby staying inside and earns 2.
Breaks it down.
Good series there.
Kind of got the crowd back into it.
Granby roll into a Peterson. Got to be careful there. He's got his head. He actually can stuff his head there if he's able to get underneath there and walk it around the other side. He's able to get out. Got to be careful here. He doesn't sit out in the Peterson. Keep his weight back. Control the head and the arm. Still attempting to sit back with this Peterson. Not able to get it. There it goes. He goes the opposite direction. Still connects the 2. Great job by Weathersby to keep it in control. Stalemate. Boy, that was great. Great wrestling there. Great job by Everly trying to connect that Peterson, and great job by Weathersby fighting it off to retain a stalemate position.
Everly, a freshman for the Huskies, going up against Weathersby, who is a junior and winner of 27 matches last season.
Weathersby still controlling from the top position. Riding tight, not doing much to get to the outside though. Got to be careful he's not stalling. Step behind. Brings it back down. Going to ride him out for the second period. Working hard. Cross-face cradle. Now rips the arm in. Takes a 2-on-1. Rolls it underneath. Tries to trap the arm. Period will come to a conclusion.
2 periods in the book at 138. Ty Weathersby of Central Dauphin in control of 5-0 over Kyler Everly. So take another look. George, I think one school we should mention is, you know, for years it seemed that it was either Central Dauphin or Cumberland Valley owning the Mid-Penn Commonwealth. But some of the things I've read in preseason say Chambersburg could be the team to watch out for this year.
Chambersburg has had a good program that has had its fair share of quality, deep state quality wrestlers. And this year I hear both from they've got talent, I think, across the lineup, and they will be competitive.
They have a guy named Luke Nichter in the lineup,
yep.
which
tough.
Will help any lineup.
Any lineup. One of the stars, we talked about District 3 being
right.
light. Luke Nichter isn't one of those places that make it light. Weathersby again, masterful on top. One of the things you see from CD tonight, one of the things I've noticed in this match, is they've controlled the offensive position all night long. Whether it's in the last match where you saw cross wrist tilts, whether you see it in this match, really from the top position, Central Dauphin has controlled the time in the match. Again, stopping the first move, hanging on, figuring out ways to ride out and also score points. I mean, that Swags, I remember wrestling him even when I was in high school. Tough to get him off you. He's always there. And it's that in your face, ride your hips, keep your weight and their weight moving forward. It wears out the bottom wrestler. And quite frankly, when you can dominate from the top position, it not only takes your energy, it takes your spirit.
Yeah, it's constant pressure. You can't catch your breath.
It's everything coming forward.
Yeah.
Again, now working an arm bar, trying to snatch up the other side, hammerlock. Now got the one arm. He's got to use something to post it. Now running over top. If he's able to get that hammerlock in, that could be dangerous. And I don't know what they expect the bottom guy to do. All he needs to do, oh no. I don't know if that was bad. Aired in the side of caution. Again, a discretionary call, potentially dangerous, called by Luke Jacobs. Now,
10 seconds left.
Calls for the neutral position. He's going to try to get a takedown with 10 seconds left to extend it to a major.
Literally a case of beat the clock.
Clock did not stop. Clock did not start. They got bad time. What happened was the clock never started at the beginning. And what happens there is there was an anticipation of how long it took the clock
10
to start.
seconds, so yeah, they just
stopped it at
they
3.
whistled it dead.
Yep.
Okay, so that one is in the books. Ty Weathersby of Central Dauphin, a winner at 138. You're watching High School Sports Live.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
We're rolling toward a conclusion here at Central Dauphin High School. The Rams, after losing 3 of 4, have come back to win the next 2 to regain control of this match. They take a 31-15 lead now over Mifflin County as we move up to 145 pounds. It's going to be Mitchell Arch for Central Dauphin.
Austin Peck. Right away, headlock. Got to be careful, settle back. He does, got it tight. Got to be careful. Here he goes again, getting rolled over. Got to settle down. Great job.
Good job fighting it off.
Not only fighting it off, he looks like he might turn it into a 2 reversal. Nope, finds himself on his back again. But strong kid. Now needs to come up over top. You got to be careful when you extend yourself that bad, son. You got to keep in tight. Now finds himself on his back again. He's got the far arm. This could be it if he covers it over the top. Now changes the headlock. He's got it tight, pulling it back and up. Got to again not overextend over top. This is going to be it. That's tight. That's tight. Now again.
You can say it, but Arch looks like he's just toying with him.
There it is.
There it is. First period pin for Mitchell Arch of Central Dauphin at 145 pounds. You're watching High School Sports Live.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
So we move on now. We're at 152 pounds. It is going to be Anson Wagner
versus Hunter Bentz.
It's Hunter Bentz of Central Dauphin.
Quick takedown by Bentz. And again, controlling from this top position. We've had 3 straight freshmen from Mifflin County during the middle of their lineup now. Familiar cross wrist tilt attempt. Again, based out, got to be careful when that leg and the base is on the other side. Trying to use the claw. Goes for the forearm. Cross wrist tilt situation again. Ooh, got to be careful. Oh, there it is. He pulled him and held him. There we go. I think he's only got 2 so far.
Yeah, it looks like just 2.
Yep.
Yeah, gave him 2.
Those of you who don't know, 2 count, 2 seconds in that criteria position earns you 2. 5 count, 5 seconds earns you 3.
Why isn't it 3 seconds for 3?
Well, in college now it's pretty cool. 2 count gets you 3. 5 count gets you 4.
Wow, okay.
Can change the outcome of a match quick.
You mentioned college. There's a big one coming up at State College tomorrow night.
Yep, first
Penn
time.
State and Arizona State.
I think first time Arizona State's ever made the trip to Rec Hall.
For a regular season match, yes.
For a regular season match.
And if you're a real wrestling fan, it's sold out, so don't bother trying to go up and get in. But it's going to be televised on ESPN2 tomorrow night. I believe 6 o'clock is the start time.
I will be in front of the TV. Again, I went up to the Lehigh match recently, and no place to watch a wrestling match like Rec Hall.
I remember being up there years ago when Dan Gable brought one of his Iowa schools in, one of his Iowa teams in. That was amazing. It was after Gable was the winning coach at the Olympics. It was amazing. So 4-0, favor of Hunter Bentz. As we go to second period now at 1:52. Central Dauphin firmly in control of this, on top 37-15.
Really pulling away.
I think when you looked at the lineup, you saw, Allison, Fisher, and Burke for Mifflin County, and then the rest was just, kind of a toss-up. And literally, no pun intended, but this team is going to be going through growing pains.
They are.
With the number of freshmen they have in the lineup.
And again, only 2 seniors I see in the lineup for CD.
This match being brought to you by Hoffman Ford. And stay tuned. At the conclusion of this, we will have our wrestler of the match and also our move of the match. So after a good flurry early, things have kind of settled down here on the mat now in period number 2. Stall warning.
Great job by Wagner getting up, trying to fight hands. Bentz has to bring him back down, stalling. Good call. 1 point earned.
This match taking place in Mid-Penn Commonwealth. Looking at some of the other Mid-Penn divisions, Keystone looks like Cedar Cliff is the team to beat there, although Lower Dauphin should be improved from last year. We will have them coming up a little bit later after the start of the year. Colonial, you always have to go with Rod Wright and his Boiling Springs Bubblers, don't you, George?
Look, I never bet against Rodney Wright. He's one bad dude.
And in Capital, you have Bishop McDevitt, but you also have perhaps one of the most impressive wrestlers in the state, Edmund Ruth at Susquehanna Township, 2-time state champ. Although Susquehanna does move up to Class 3A this year.
And Edmund rumored to head to California with his brother early this year to train and to move high schools, but elected to stay home at Susquehanna again to go for his 3rd straight state title.
He's won 2 in AA, and if he wants to make it 3, he'll have to do it through the bigger schools in AAA this year.
You know what's scary about Edmund Ruth is he's not even come close to recognizing how good he can be.
Wow, that's scary if you're an opponent. End of period 2. Hunter Bentz of Central Dauphin in control, 6-1 over Anson Wagner. Another look.
Great takedown, great drive, straight through. Good position. Not a good head position there, but stays with it into the high crotch. Now down with the wizard. He needs to collect both legs. Unleash, get rid of that wizard. He got a crossbody, that's 2. Regardless of the wizard situation, he's got a clear control. Good call by the official.
And while we're talking about some other divisions, we also down in York Adams, section or Division 1 down there. Dallastown had a great year last year, along with Spring Grove. They should be the top 2 teams there. But Gettysburg, who has dominated Division 2 in York Adams, moves up to Division 1 this year. So that could make things interesting. And in Lancaster Lebanon League, you kind of have to go with the 3 defending champs. Calico in 1, Mannheim Central in Section 2, and Northern Lebanon always gets a mention in Section 3.
I don't know what it is about Northern Lebanon. They have strong kids every year related to physical strength and conditioning. I mean, even when I was in high school, I remember the Dresch boys, just strong physiques and really good wrestlers from Northern Lebanon. Got to be careful. Earns 2. Good run through from the divisions. Again, I don't know anywhere outside of the Mid-Penn or the Commonwealth are we going to see those teams compete, although the York League always poses a real threat with Spring Grove and Dallastown. Yep.
Now, Central Dauphin, as we said earlier, finished second to Dallastown down at the Solanco.
Ben's finding himself in some funky spots. He's got careful again. He almost got caught there. Not good with his hips and being able to continue to move them forward to retain control in some of these tilt situations.
Let's give a mention to Hoffman Ford, sponsoring this match at 152 pounds. Under 30 seconds now off the mat.
1 neutral. 13-3.
A major category now for Hunter Bentz. And if you're not familiar with the scoring, a decision if you win by 7 points or less. Major decision, you win by 8 to 14. Technical fall, which we had earlier, you get a 15-point advantage, and of course 6 points for a pin, disqualification, or forfeit. So it looks like we're going to put Hunter Bentz's name in the win column on there. This will make it 4 straight for the Rams. Looks like he's going to come up with a major decision.
Making it 40 to 15.
Final count in this one will be 15 to 3 in favor of Hunter Bentz at 152. You're watching High School Sports Live.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
We move on to 160 pounds with the Rams having this one already wrapped up. It's 41-15, 2 matches to go. At 160, it's Brian Madden of Central Dauphin taking on
Trey
Kibe of Mifflin County. Kibe, one of those names that you kind of expect to see things from in the lineup. He was a state qualifier last year.
Nice head to an outside single. Lifts it up. Now trying to elevate. Elevate high. Switch to a double. Great balance by Madden. Now taken down by Kibe. Kibe immediately lets him up. Going for another takedown. Snap. Oh, man, you got to shoot when you're there, young man.
Kibe last year as a freshman, a 38-8 record with 19 pins.
Again, has a good head pull outside single. Now he's trying to lace it through. Actually trying to finish with something big here, I see. Not really being solid. Nice far ankle pick. Showing a lot of strength and confidence, but wrestling a little sloppy. There it is. Up. Almost does it lateral drop. Again, just earns 2, controls the head again. Now tries to lace it for a cement mixer. Stays there, doesn't get another 2. Just trying to pop it through. He does. This could be it right here. 10 seconds. Trying to lace it, get that elbow up. There it is. Well, he's a strong
Less
kid.
than 2 minutes. 1:53 to be exact. Trey Kibe of Mifflin County, a winner at 160. You're watching High School Sports Live.
Just what you're looking for, Hoffman has it.
And at HoffmanFord.com, they make it easy to find the new or used Ford you've been looking for. Search nearly 500 new and used vehicles right at your fingertips. And when you find one you like, you can even get pre-approved by applying online. Plus, you can chat live or text a real person to answer any questions you may have. Start your shopping at HoffmanFord.com. They make it easy to get into a new or used Ford today.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for, Hoffman has it.
Central Dauphin with a 41-21 lead now over Mifflin County as we move to our last match of the night, our 14th bout. It's Ethan Pay of Central Dauphin taking on Bryson Hassinger of Mifflin County.
Pair of sophomores, both guys looking very strong, trying to test each other's strength straight from the gate. Crossover. It's nice. Inside, tap and go, straight to a double leg, finishes it out. First 2 points awarded to Bryson Hassinger.
This 170-pound match brought to you by PHFA. I know, George, one thing that was a concern whenever schools like Mifflin County and State College came into the Mid-Penn was the travel involved. Let's put it this way, it's not going to be a happy bus ride back home for the Huskies tonight. It's a little something if you're going 20 minutes away, but you know, when you have an hour or so, it makes the ride home a lot tougher, doesn't it?
My daughters went to CD. I've taken that ride there for soccer and basketball, and so it is a long ride. But again, two younger programs. The experience has been great. They know what they need to work on to be able to be competitive.
And I think it's very evident also in wrestling. It's not necessarily where you start, it's where you finish. You know, so you could have some problems early on like this, and as you said, it's a learning experience. Hopefully everybody who steps on the mat tonight gets a little bit better, and they're wrestling their best at the end of the season.
7 wrestlers, 10th grade or younger from Mifflin County, 4 freshmen. A lot of room for growth.
Bryson Hassinger of Mifflin County with a 2-0 lead after the opening 2 minutes. Our final bout of the night, 170 pounds. Trying to make the final score a little bit more respectable.
Selecting the defensive position, second period.
Caution.
Great job of getting up right away. Trying to have hand control. Still stays in a good position, body away, arm between the body.
How tough is it on wrestlers like this? You're in the last match of the night. The match has been decided. The crowd's starting to file out. There's not a whole lot of excitement. Is it more difficult to wrestle in a situation like that than if you're the sixth match and everything's all tied up and you're trying to put your team in front?
For me, it wasn't, John. I mean, it's your match. It's your individual matchup. So who's in the crowd, who's out of the crowd doesn't mean anything, because you've been thinking all day, if not for the last couple days, about your opponent out here, and now's your chance to be able to prove yourself. And whether there's a crowd in or crowd out, now it means something when there's big momentum swings and changes in the match. For individual matchups, I don't think so much. These kids, I'm sure, wrestle with 10 kids in the crowd. So you got to be prepared to do that at all levels and not lose focus.
They'd probably do it out in the hallway with just the two of them.
I've done it a couple times.
I won't ask for details.
In a suit. Still maintaining control, one-on-one. Great job by Bryson Hassinger, maintaining control here. 4-0, stalling now, not moving to the side. Got blood time.
Okay, we have blood time out here. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back to Central Dauphin with the wrap-up of this one.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Statler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Back here to wrap things up. It's 170 pounds. We are in the second period. It's Bryson Hassinger of Mifflin County with a 4-0 lead over Ethan Pay of Central Dauphin.
Immediately putting the bar in, breakdown. Now he's got the arm hooked. He's able to get his legs out and out to the side. A real chance to turn him. Lost the single, the one-on-one on the opposite side. Now lost him from being broken down. Suspect there will not be a turn, and we'll go into the third period. Bryson Hassinger with a 4-0 lead going into the third.
Stay tuned. We're tallying the votes here to see who's going to be our wrestler of the match and also our move of the match coming up. We'll have that when we wrap things up. Coming up here in less than 2 minutes of wrestling time from Central Dauphin.
Great ankle pick. Again, I was talking about that earlier. Flat feet, weight forward, push, use that flat foot where the weight is. Do a nice ankle pick demonstrated there by Bryson Hassinger. Good looking sophomore from Mifflin County.
Does it take a while for wrestlers to kind of get in the swing of things there? Like, you said the ankle pick, it was very, in your eyes, very apparent that it was a possible move early, but nobody went for it. But now here he did. So is it something where you have to kind of get in the groove, and after a couple of matches, maybe after another week or 2 of wrestling, you realize, okay, you see it and then you go for it, as opposed to maybe passing on it without thinking?
Wrestling's a matter of sort of body motion and reactions based upon feels and balance. And the more you practice, the more you're in the room, the more you feel that, the more it's a natural response and reaction when you see those kinds of things happening.
You don't really think about it, it just happens.
You got to know what to do instinctively based upon the feel.
Red Grange in football used to say that when he retired. They said, why'd you retire? Well, I'll finish that up later. We have a pin here to finish it up. So that's going to do it as far as the live wrestling here tonight, and it is Bryson Hassinger with a win by fall at 170 pounds. We'll be back to wrap things up here at Central Dauphin right after this. You're watching High School Sports Live.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Back here at Central Dauphin to wrap things up. Let's get started by handing out our awards tonight. First of all, it's going to be the wrestler of the match. And this came at 132 pounds. And the winner of that title tonight is Bryce Buckman of Central Dauphin, as he came away with a 12-3 win over Ethan Kaufman of Mifflin County. So Bryce and Buckman, very workmanlike effort, 12-3 winner at 132 pounds, picks up our Hoffman Ford wrestler of the match. And also now our move of the match is going to be coming up. This took place at 106 pounds. And this goes to Mifflin County's Nick Allison. Nick with a very quick pin in the first period over Alyar Nasarov of Central Dauphin. There it was right there. Nick Allison, our move of the match, sponsored by Jack Giambalvo. So that's going to wrap it up here from Central Dauphin tonight. Our next wrestling telecast will be coming after the Christmas and New Year's holiday. That'll be January 3rd, Lower Dauphin at Cedar Cliff. Should be a good one in Mid-Penn Keystone. George, any final thoughts to wrap things up quickly?
Great first match. Welcome back to wrestling. Merry Christmas to all of the viewers, and we're bringing you a great lineup of matches thanks to our sponsors. We'll look forward to seeing you after the holidays.
Okay, that'll do it again. Final score here is 41-27, Central Dauphin over Mifflin County. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy holidays to everybody.